It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. We begin with more news from the Jesup City Commissioners meeting, which took place Tuesday evening at City Hall. The Georgia presidential primary is set for Tuesday, March 12th, with early voting beginning Monday, February 19th. And also on that date, Wayne County registered voters head to the voting booth to vote yes or no to continue the SPLOST 5 voting on the county's SPLOST 5 referendum, which will bring in millions of dollars. And with that money, the county looking to improve courthouse security, build a community center, and also build an equestrian center. Those are the three main projects the county has on their wish list with the SPLOST 5 funds, which will kick in July of this year. If passed, the current SPLOST funds end at the end of June of this year. At Tuesday, City Commissioners, County Administrator Paul Drawdy was on hand asking the City Commissioners and Mayor of Jesup for the use of the Cracker Williams Recreation Center for the early voting, as the county's new building, which is under construction at this time, they state simply will not be ready in time for the early voting period. City Commissioner Mike Deal motioned to allow the county to use the building for early voting at no charge. Deal says city residents early vote as well, and the city and county need to move forward and work together. And he joked with the county administrator, Paul Drawdy, that he was certain that the city of Jesup will be asking for a favor down the road from the county. Motion passed unanimously, but not before discussion. Commissioner Pam Schuman wanted compensation from the county because she says the city will lose the money from those weekends that they rent the building. She says the city could use the money to help with the building cost. Commissioner Tim Cockfield says he found it ironic that the county wants to use the facility for early voting because he says he first suggested it months ago, and instead the county used Hall Richardson instead. Here was Tim Cockfield addressing the county administrator at Tuesday night's meeting.
I would do everything from a rabble rouser to a racist and everything else. And the talking heads and Facebook and the radio station went on and on and on and on about, there's nothing wrong with Howard. And it was just the end of the world to have to come to Cracker Williams. And now the irony of this is here you stand before us with your hat in your hand wanting us to let you vote at Cracker Williams. I mean, how is the action pack different? I mean, a few months ago, when I suggested this, it was the end of the world. Now you're coming asking us to do the very thing that I suggested. Don't you find that ironic?
Well, hold on, man. I'm not kill the messenger.
Yeah, I don't think, Commissioner Cockfield, I don't recall the county saying it was the end of the world. We had planned on having early voting there, but the idea was we want to move the registrar's office and early voting to a permanent location. So in the process of doing that, we secured, or we had the piece of land already, but we went into a contract with the building company. Now, they started late because they've obviously been real busy themselves. So because of their late start, it's pushed us back to we're kind of at a crunch time, and we're concerned that I can't have Judge Thornton in there voting come February 19th. So we needed a secondary location. Now, with the idea that we weren't going to be holding it in Hall Richardson anymore, Action Pack came to us because they had been temporarily housed in Miss Janice's building for like 2.5, 3 years. So we also are in the process of securing a CDBG grant in order to build a new senior citizen center, which is right down the road. So what we wanted to do is go ahead and put Action Pack in there and let them utilize Hall Richardson because it would free up Miss Janice and what she's doing and her work over there.
Well, I wanted early voting over at Cracker Williams all along. I was the one on here that raised Cain about it. Some of y'all weren't here, but some of you would remember. Mr. Harvey remembers, I think, and the mayor probably remembers. But I think that you needed to be in the small building. I was willing to let y'all use that permanently and be a voting center. My hesitation in letting you use the main building is that thing is typically rented a lot. I mean, I ride by there on Friday and Saturday nights, and almost every weekend it's rented. And this will tie it up basically for
3 weeks.
Three weeks, okay, tie us up 3 weeks plus the weekends before and after. So,
once again, that part of the conversation Tuesday regarding the county asking to use the Cracker Williams Recreation Center for early voting. During the discussion, Commissioner Pam Schuman reminded Commissioner Tim Cockfield about some of the comments he made about Hall Richardson Recreation Center, saying it was a dangerous place and that the majority of his constituents did not feel safe voting there. Schuman stated again that the Hall Richardson Recreation Facility was a safe place, and she did not appreciate Mr. Cockfield saying anything different. Once again, the early voting will take place at the Cracker Williams facility in the main building at no cost to the county. Once again, early voting begins Monday, February the 19th, and it runs for a 3-week period up until March the 8th, with the voting date set for Tuesday, March the 12th. Last day to register to vote to be able to vote on the SPLOST 5 referendum and to vote in the Georgia presidential primary is Monday, February 12th. If you need more information about registering to vote, simply contact the Wayne County Registrar's Office at 912-427-5951. We'll be back with more from the Tuesday City Council meeting after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, another topic Tuesday from the Jesup City Council meeting is the pool at the Cracker Williams Recreation Center and construction costs. The city employee David Bohannon was on hand Tuesday night with a list of expected spending for the project, which was originally estimated at $75,000, but has ballooned close to $1 million, and the project is $42,500 short for completion. Here was part of that discussion with Commissioner Pam Schuman stating the city is all in on the pool project at Cracker Williams.
So far, you're saying that in the total that's necessary, or the estimate is about $97,000, right? Okay. Now, and we're 42.5 short. So you can truly begin these projects. Have you started on any of these items here that's on this list? Utilizing the $75,000 you already have.
No, ma'am. The numbers that I have presented to you tonight are items that still need to be spent.
Still need to be done.
Yes.
Okay, so but you do have the $75,000 to get started because, like I said, I'm committed to this project.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so to give time to Ms. Roberts, I see she's over there trying to come up with a plan as to where to get from. We still have 2 weeks of time for us to look for some pots of money. Because again, I'm committed to the project. Would give you a yes vote tonight, but I just want to make sure that they can present some different pots of money where this could be taken from.
Yes.
So do we still have 2 weeks?
We do. And the items that we probably need to focus on getting committed to first would be the flooring and the HVAC. With both of those, when we commit to a vendor, we pay them X amount of dollars up front for them
Correct.
to purchase their product.
Yes.
And then they purchase their product, and then when we're ready, they come in and install it.
Mm-hmm.
So those two items we need to, or those two we probably need to maybe commit to earlier.
Mm-hmm.
This other stuff will come in rotation.
Gotcha. So your question for us tonight is, do we approve the overage and have money to give to you? Is that what your question is?
Yes, ma'am. We need to really take a close look on how much we want to finance, what do we want to try to do in-house, what do we want to do out-of-house,
Okay.
stuff like that. Are we ready to commit to, making sure that we have our details every day? Do we have the other people with the street department every day that can help us out? We still have a retaining wall to build on Wayne Street, so the pool people can pour. Yes.
Once again, the council votes unanimously to approve the added funds to cover the cost. The city says they hope to have the pool up and running by May of this year. Commissioners also discussed a contract agreement with the school system to provide a police officer at every school in the near future, including elementary schools. Interim City Manager Nick Ellis says that the plan is for the city and school board to have an arrangement of a 75-25% split, with the school system paying 75% of the cost, the city 25%. Ellis says the officers have provided a tremendous service to the school, and it's a win-win for both the Jesup PD and the Wayne County school system. And again, they're looking to expand that program to have an officer at every school in Wayne County. If you missed yesterday's news, the city met for over an hour in executive session discussing where former city manager Rose Marcus will work with the city. She had a clause in her contract if removed from her previous position of city manager that she still had a job with the city. After the executive session, the council came out and announced that they created a position entitled Support Services and Compliance Clerk. That's her new title and position with the city of Jesup. Commissioner Tim Cockfield stated he was happy the city could move forward and find her a position, but he said he was still not happy with the decision to remove her as city manager, and says he's still not happy how it was done with the first meeting of the year 2024. We'll come back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes in the news: Wayne County High School, the site of a special assembly this Friday morning at 9 a.m. State School Superintendent Richard Woods will be in attendance. A special announcement is planned, and WIFO will have the full report on the announcement on Monday's newscast. Finally, the school system has announced a date for the ribbon cutting and grand opening of the open house of the newly renovated James E. Bacon Elementary School. The date and time for that is Tuesday, January 30th at 5:30 p.m. The public will be invited to attend, take a tour of the school. That's going to do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan saying have a great day.